ad. Every page is an ad. People don't want to buy that shit anymore. People want to look at action videos. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these companies that used to spend money in those magazines, they come to people like me now. Hey, can I give you $5,000 to mention this? To place my link at the top of your video? You understand what I'm saying? It's a different era. All y'all got the capacity to leverage yourself and put yourself in a position to get some of that. You know what I mean? So
what would you say to the people? Has anybody here tried YouTube or to start a YouTube channel or produce videos? Everybody's tried it. Have you tried it? What would you say to people who like, I've tried it, you know, and I'm like 10 videos in, 52 views, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm out. Right? It's true. You're like, fuck this. I'm like, not doing that anymore.
I didn't hit the ground running. You know what I mean?
What would you do though? What do you say?
I just kept doing stuff, but I wasn't thinking I gotta get a viral video. When I have friends, even friends who are already up there, and they're like, you know what? If I do this and this, that'll hit 1 million. I'm like, don't think like that. You can't think like that. Just put out your content. You never know what's gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? Because my first viral video, I probably was doing videos for a year before that one hit. But it didn't stop me. Because I think a little bit different than most people. A lot of people want to do things to benefit them. Like, how can I get more subscribers? How can I get more followers?
Exactly.
I don't think like that. I don't care. That shit is not a part of my thought process at all. I do things that I really like, that I really feel. You understand what I'm saying? So that was my whole process with doing videos, producing content. And my content is different. You gotta have unique, different things. I never looked at other people's channels. I didn't even know about it. A lot of people that I started meeting at Expos who were pretty big influencers or YouTube or whatever, I didn't know who they were. You know what I mean? So it took a while, and I would feel bad. Like people would reach out for collabs, and I'm like, well, who is he? Look at stuff like, oh, that's pretty cool. And you know, I just wasn't tuned in. I was so focused on what I did. You know what I mean? So with that, I wasn't imitating anybody. I was just doing my own thing. You gotta be unique. That's what drives, what makes a good YouTube video is compelling and unique content. Not the same old lame shit that everybody else is doing. Just do what you do. You know what I mean? Find your niche, fall into your lane, but you gotta start somewhere. You gotta just do it. A lot of people want to put too much thought. I'm not ready yet. I gotta do this. Fuck all of that. Just put it out there. There is an audience for everybody. You'd be surprised. Some of the biggest channels are, you'd be like, wow, people like this, but they do. You know what I mean? So just put yourself out there, you know? Somebody want to hear your story, or somebody relates to your story, you know? So just trust yourself.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions? You have like 15 minutes.
Who motivates you?
Like that question. Who motivates you?
My children, and I'm self-motivated. You know what I mean? I've always been like, I'm an extremely competitive person, especially with myself. Every day, I try to be better, every week, every month, if I perform the same way in the gym this month versus next month, I'm not happy. I always train in a linear progression. That's just my life. I've been like that forever. I'm just programmed for progress. I can't coast, ever. I will go until I fucking explode. You know what I'm saying? I will never get to a point where like, all right, this is good. I'm just relaxing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just self-motivated. My children look up to me, and they're proud of their dad, like I'm proud of them. And I want to keep being that best, the ultimate dad when I get to their school. Like, that's my dad right there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very self-motivated. You know, there's a lot of people that I admire. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that like fire under my ass. Rob and Dana, there's some of them. Flex, I look at his snaps every morning. I'm like, damn, he's doing his cardio. Let me get my ass up. You know what I'm saying? It's good seeing this stuff. You know, there's a few people out there that's like super legit, and I really respect and admire what they do. But I never imitate what anybody do. You know what I mean? But I do get motivation from other people. But I can be nobody around. I'm fucking motivated as hell. This is me. It's my ego, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I feed that ego. Like it. All right, any other questions? Now we're starting to liven up a bit.
Right there.
Yeah, thank you.
I was just wondering if you were planning on doing any powerlifting meets in the near future, like Boss of Bosses again?
Yeah, I am scheduled to do Boss of Bosses 3. I smoked it last year. I don't know yet. I had a shoulder injury, a nerve damage, and the pain is gone, range of motion is good, but the nerve isn't firing properly. So my strength on one side is not, it don't match. It's weird. It's the weirdest feeling ever. So I can do it regardless and not hit the numbers I want to hit, but I'm too competitive for that, you know what I mean? And I'll be damned if I go and do a meet and do less weight than I did last year. Yeah, are you a powerlifter? Nice, nice.
Cool, the question answered? Awesome, thank you. Anybody else? Oh, hi sir, what's up?
I can't hear you.
How do I convey to female friends they shouldn't be afraid or ashamed to be muscle?
How does he tell his female friends not to be afraid to build muscle or train with weights? Right?
Listen, if they don't want to build muscle, fuck it. I mean, you know, I wouldn't. If they don't want to build muscle, they don't want to build muscle. Listen, y'all. Lifting weights and getting in shape and ripped, that don't make anybody a good person. So I don't want y'all thinking that. I don't think that people that don't lift ain't good, ain't bad people. People that lift, that don't make them good. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, whatever make people happy, whatever make them happy. People get so, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta get big, for what? If you wanna do that, that's fine. But you can live all your life, 20, 30 years. You take 2-3 months off, it's like nothing. You know what I'm saying? We work so hard for something that fleets us so easy. You know what I'm saying? I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine, Aaron, this morning at breakfast, and I was talking about that very same thing. Us humans, we think we're beautiful, strong. Look, we gotta sit in the mirror, we gotta get shaved, haircuts, women get their hair done, makeup to appear beautiful. When you know what makes us really beautiful, as corny as it's gonna sound, is our minds. You know what I mean? The fact that we have self-awareness, the fact that we have emotional intelligence, the fact that we're conscious of each other's feelings. You know what I'm saying? That's what separates us from animals. Now, animals are insanely beautiful. You look at a tiger, what's more beautiful than that? You know what I'm saying? They don't fucking groom them, they don't manicure, you know, they're just beautiful. Stronger, they don't lift weights, strong as hell, outrun us, you know what I'm saying? They don't practice anything. But we have this, and nobody focuses on that. Social media is nothing but ad pictures and, oh, well, bringing my best package this year. Who gives a fuck? Like, nobody cares. Let me tell you something. Nobody cares how good you think you look. Nobody. It's like nobody cares about how good I think I look. Nobody deserves a pat on the back for working out, for being in shape. Ooh, that's good for you, great. What are you doing for your community? What are you doing for, you know, people who got less than you? You know what I'm saying? Or for animals, for that matter. You know. So I know I kind of got a little, you know, space cadet. I'm a space cadet. I'm an astronaut, bro. I'm a fucking astronaut. I'm out there. You know what I mean? But it's just that when I got into the fitness industry, as an industry, I was just shocked because, you know, I've always been into exercise and fitness and being strong and having endurance. I've been an athlete all my life, and the people that I were around were really good, solid, ethical fucking people, you know? So when I got into this, I was like, this shit is not healthy for one. I did some competitions, I'm like, damn, I'm about to die, right? And then the people, a lot of people were just shady as hell, and people are obsessed with training because of their looks. And to me, that's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, people, I don't know, like, it's just not, life is so much more to life than that. I get it, it's good, you should present yourself well. People treat you differently when you look good. That's a given. But it shouldn't be an obsession, and that shouldn't be the dominating factor of who you are. You know what I'm saying? The dominating factor of who you are should be your character. Should be how you treat people. You understand what I'm saying? Not how great you look. You know what I mean? So, if she don't want to live, so what?
Good question, man. Thank you very much. Anybody? Oh, sir. Sorry.
I got two questions. One, if Boss is free, are you going to be doing the full or are you going to be doing it? And the second question is, where do you see yourself and how you see yourself in 5, 8, 10 years?
Okay, first question. If I do Boston boxes, it'll be bench only. Look, I'm very self-aware. I'm a great bench presser. And that's where I'm gonna stay in my lane. You know, so, my squats are great, but they're not as great as the world-class guys. You know what I mean? Look, hey, if I get out-squatted by 200 pounds, I'm like, all right, you got that, bro. But bench press, I'm right there. 5, 10 years, I don't know. I don't really, you know, I don't look that far into it because what excites me about life is what happens tomorrow. I go into things with no fear. I get excited about turning that corner. Let's see what's over there. You know what I mean? I get excited about tomorrow. And you can plan your fucking life away. It ain't gonna happen like that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't wanna be fixed into this is gonna happen. And then a curveball comes in and I'm just like, I don't know what to do now. That's not me. I'm a very dynamic thinker. I like to think on my toes and accept whatever happens and make the best out of every situation. So I don't never, in 10 years, I have no idea. Hopefully, I don't know, owning a few islands or something like that. And, watch, remember I said that.
All right, any questions, any more? We got all right, in the back. I think this guy, 1 second, I'm sorry. At least we have 2, Mike, that's cool.
Yeah, I got some question for you.
Speak louder.
Yeah, I got some question for you. How tall are you and how much do you weigh?
5'11", 235. Hold on, take the mic back.
All right, oh, damn.
How long have you been following Mike Rashid? Oh, just now. Okay, that's right. Fair enough. Because I was gonna say, man, you have this opportunity to really see what's up with me, and that's it. But you don't know. I get it. All right.
Go back.
What's going on? How long did you push independently on everything you did before you had to rely on someone else?
I've never had to rely on anybody. Now I do partnerships with people to scale businesses to make them bigger, but I don't have to. You know what I mean? So I don't need anybody, honestly. I don't say that in a cocky way. You know, I know that there's certain things that I still hold close that if I did partner up, we can grow it. But I'm gonna tell you guys something, man. Like, I don't know what success is, but in terms of progressing constantly, I'm successful progressing. And it's stressful, man. Like, the more money, the more things I don't give a fuck what nobody says. They say, oh, well, if I have this, I'm gonna save this. And the more money you get, the more you spend, the more bills you incur, the more people you need to have to pay to help you with. It's just stressful. And you start dealing with a lot of people who are parasites and leeches, and it's shady, you know what I mean? People's words are not their bonds in business, and it's rough. Business is like war. It's legit like war. So the more successful I get a little more stressed, and I'm really trying to manage that these days. I tell people, man, in June, if you follow my snaps, you see it. June, I had a very difficult month, mentally, spiritually, because you're dealing with all of these people. I've been dealing with people who, if I had no money, they would not even they would cross the other side of the road. You know what I mean? They would judge me. And I would probably judge them, right? And these are people who are, just because people have a lot of money and they're doing legal things, doesn't make them good people. There's some rotten, corrupt people out there. And I have been finding myself opening my circle to people like that just because they're successful, and I had to really step back and push these people out of my circle and really get my center back, you know. And I've been spending a lot of time lately, like getting up really early, going outside, walking and sitting and chilling to just try to clear my mind. Because last month, so much stress from business that I was becoming somebody I didn't like. I was angry all the time, mean, short-tempered, and just stressed. You know, you gotta blow that shit out, you know.
Next question.
being honest about that in business in general. Your 30-day squat challenge, man. How did you find yourself mentally prepared every single day to go in? How did you feed yourself? How did you adapt when you were doing that?
First of all, I didn't do a 30-day squat challenge. I did 64 days.
I know.
And it wasn't necessarily a challenge. It was a challenge. I wanted to see what I could do. So my thing was the squat everyday thing I did. I seen other people doing it. So I was like, you know what, let me see if I can squat, how many days I can squat at least 500 pounds. So I did 64 days. In the beginning, the first 10 days was extremely difficult. I didn't think I'd be able to keep going because it really stresses your central nervous system. So you're feeling sick, you're feeling groggy. I wasn't sore or any of that, but just my central nervous system was off. But around day 10, I adjusted, and honestly, it was easy after that. I look forward to it every night. You know what I'm saying? And it was good. I miss it.
Next question.
Your biggest takeaway from Gary Vee?
My biggest takeaway from Gary Vee?
I like this question.
Oh man.
We talked about this.
He never said anything that I was like, wow, I never thought of that. But his intensity and his integrity is very admirable. You know what I mean? So it made me want to step my, my aggression up and progressing. You know what I'm saying? This guy, I travel a lot, I work a lot, and that guy, he laps me, you know what I'm saying? I be in 3 states in a week, he be in 2 countries in 3 states in a week, you know what I'm saying? So I admire the hell out of his hustle, you know what I mean? So it just made me want to activate mine a little more.
Cool. Next question.
Hey, during the overtraining load, you mostly need a partner. But what do you say to somebody that's trying to overtrain, do progressive overload, they're training by themselves? Like, how do you, what advice you got for somebody to train by themselves?
You can still do it. You just gotta be intelligent and not try to press some shit that you know you can't do by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You just be smart with your intensity, where your intensity is at. So instead of going to this extreme weight, you wanna just do a shitload of reps and lower the weight a little bit. Intensity is king when I say overtraining, you know what I'm saying? So you just gotta modify certain things, you know what I mean? Don't do something to where you're gonna be stuck because you're by yourself, you know what I mean? It's a little common sense. I like this shirt, man. That's what's up.
We got a question here, Mike.
I was wondering how you kind of view the weight room and then moving into the business realm. Does it give you the mental fortitude to deal with the business realm? What parallels do you see?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I was explaining earlier, I don't know if you was here when I was talking about the gut checks that I do. Okay, so I do these gut checks, right? I do things that are insanely difficult to do in the gym once a month or so, and I feel like I've been doing that for so long, it helps build willpower, grit. So when I'm dealing with things that are difficult, I'm a little more at ease. Even if I'm helping somebody out that's going through something, a perceived crisis, when I find out what it is, I'm like, that's it? Come on, you know what I mean? So me taking on difficult things to do all the time, it just makes life a lot easier. I intentionally put myself through stressful conditions in the gym, you know what I'm saying? I always put myself at a disadvantage in a lot of things that I do to make myself stronger. Now, I started out as a boxer, boxed all my life. My dad started this. He would have me jogging in boots and ankle weights. And then when I moved out west, he would have me jogging. We'd drive up halfway up the mountain. All my jogging was at high altitude, which not much oxygen. So everything that I did was always harder. So I do that with everything in life. So business is still taxing because there's so many different personalities. It just drains you mentally, but I don't quit. I don't lay down to anything. When I'm on my boat and I see those rocky waves, I brace myself for it, and try to handle it the best way. Because I was telling everybody else, that's when we build character, is at difficult, trying times. So I accept it. I'm like, come on, bring it. I know it's gonna come. We're all gonna deal with it. So instead of crying about it, let me take it on and let it make me a stronger person by conquering it, ethically with my head up, and doing it the right way.
All right, nice question. Anybody else? We have time for like maybe 1 or 2 mics, okay?
Okay, so with you being really well known nowadays, how hard is it to stay humble as you like walk around? Because I noticed that you kind of just walk around these hallways. I see you like 4 or 5 times. Like, how does that feel for you? Like, where did it click in your head to know that it's like, I'm no better than anybody, like I'll be out these hallways too?
I'm better than people.
I was like, whoa.
I mean, you know, I just remain true to who I am. You know, I had good parents. Like, I don't do things that my father would be like, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? I try to treat people good. You know, some people might say I'm mean, but that person might have pissed me off. I'm just a human like everybody else. And y'all see my life. When you follow me on social, you see when I'm having a shitty day, I talk about it, you know? I be mad at the Uber driver for talking to me, but I don't want to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? I put that all out there. I'm a regular human just like everybody else. I just work my ass off. You know what I mean?
Cool, nice question. Talking about being a regular human, we have a good question.
Well, I'm not a regular human. I was from a planet called...
I know your kids are really important to you. Like, how do you balance family with this industry? Like, how important that support is in this industry? And mental health.
How do I balance family, children, and whatnot?
As well as mental health.
Mental health, you know, that's a struggle. It's all a struggle, you know? And it's a struggle that I am dedicated to managing, you know? I look at myself like the sun, and I gotta keep my planets in orbit, not too far, not too close, rotating, revolving, and all of that. So, you know, my kids are with me most of the time, you know? They're with the nanny right now in Miami. Y'all see me at the Olympia at my booth. They're with me at the Expos. One is running the register, the other one is standing there taking pictures with people. You know what I'm saying? So they're watching all of this. They're learning the family business. They're learning, they're seeing, you know, work ethic. They're getting it at a young age. So I don't do the, you know, I need to take a couple weeks off and hang out with the kids. Like, nah, y'all just come with me. You know what I mean? Because that time is of the essence. I can't slow down. I can't slow down. Not me. You know, when I physically can't do it, that's when I slow down. But while I got the energy, I got so many ideas. I'm always, any of my friends that I really are friends, whenever we're out to lunch or whatever, we're sitting down talking, it's ideas. It's ideas. You know, we'll some jokes, talk shit, but make fun of people, and then back to ideas. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my brain is just always going. So it's like, man, we can do this. We can make this happen. So I just go and try. Listen, I consider myself an aggressive entrepreneur, you know? But right now, I have 2 companies that I make pretty good money off. And I got other money coming in from different ways. But I'm working on 6 total. 2 that's making money, 4 that's costing me money. But I'm confident in me planting these seeds and seeing some fruit in a year or 2. You know what I mean? Those dividends will come, but you gotta put in the groundwork. So I can't take any time off. They gotta come with me. It's all good. I like having my kids with me. I'm bored when they're not. You know what I mean? I don't go out, I don't party. So it's like, man, where my guys at? Where my boys at? I'd be offended if they don't want to stay. Like, I'm gonna go home already? Sure.
All right, well, dude, it's actually, I mean, as a fan and a follower as well too, it's really awesome to like hear you talk about your family and hear you talk about your kids, and when you say you're off in space and shit, you know, I mean, I'm sure like you guys appreciate that stuff, right? But I know I appreciate that. I know Flex Lewis wants to like ask talk to you for like, ladies and gentlemen, 2 on 2, Mr. Olympia, Flex Lewis.
It's my boy right here.
What's up, guys?
What's up, brother?
Again, guys, I don't know, obviously, if you see me earlier when they came out for Rob and Dana's seminar, but Mike, again, same thing can be mentioned about him. Friend of mine, motivational, family guy, so many different characteristics that I embody as a business owner, now as a new dad. Yesterday, a little story between myself and Mike. Mike was supposed to come in yesterday, and everything was set up, everything was landed. He texted me, he's like, hey bro, I got to change my ticket for my flight. I was like, no problem, you know, send him landing at 8:30 in the morning. All I said back, is everything okay? He's like, yeah, I'm spending time with my boys. And now as a dad, to me, I'm spending a lot of time on the road, moments are cherished. And Mike does a lot of great stuff as a dad with his kids. If you follow him on his social medias,
you will know. He calls them like the Lion Cubs, right?
Lion Cubs, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And he puts a lot of stuff into time with his kids. And to me, I was like, bro, let's say family first. Mike landed this morning, came straight from the airport, straight to work. And I hope you guys have taken a message, motivation, and a new kick to the step. For all you guys who have just seen the vision, the physique, and not hear the message next to it, you've got a new fan gained here. And again, this is the reason why I brought him here to Tennessee, and one of the biggest and the best stars to motivate